Hello everybody, today I'm going to be making a loaf of bread in my vintage bread machine. I would say this one's from the 1990s. Here's a look at the control panel. Just a basic bread machine, nothing fancy. There's the left side. And here's the back. Here's the data. It's model 8139. And it's new enough to be made in China. But I'm not exactly sure the age of this machine. And it makes a round loaf. So we'll take this out, take it over and load the ingredients. There's what the mixer looks like in the element. Today I will be making a loaf of dill bread, a 1.5 pound loaf. I will post a picture of the recipe in this spot now. What I like to do is get my ingredients in order from left to right, what goes in first and what goes in last on the right. For this recipe, it takes 9 ounces of water, lukewarm, 2 tablespoons of butter, softened, 3 cups of bread flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, a heaping tablespoon of dill weed, 1.5 tablespoons of dry milk, powdered milk, and I'm going to do 1.5 teaspoons of bread machine yeast. And here's what the ingredients look like in the loaf pan. Let's get this into the bread machine and get going. On mine, I drop it straight down. There's an arrow here. There's a corresponding arrow on the loaf pan. Just drops in and then click it into place. Mine, I will do dark crust, and then we'll hit start. One and a half pound loaf is about all this machine can handle. So that's the largest loaf I will make in it. I have to add a little bit more water. I usually sit here and observe what's going on. See, it's trying to bog down a little bit. So it doesn't take but a splash or two to get it going. And it's beginning to make a pretty good loaf now. Alright, it's kneaded twice. It's kind of hard to see in there because that gets some condensation on it. But what I like to do at this point is take the dough out and take the paddle out. And this dough feels just about right to me. It's not sticky. It's got a pretty good firmness to it. So go ahead and pull that out. And then put that back in. Don't know how much good I will do here, but be able to see it for a little bit anyway. That's a little better. We'll let that rise now. And the loaf is just about done, so I will get the beeper going off as the cycle ends. That also gives you a look at the control panel and the different selections. The LED display is quite dim. There's the beeper. And the loaf is done. So I'll get set up to take this out. Twist right out. And that's a pretty good looking loaf. Now typically you'd let it cool down before slicing, but I'm pretty hungry today. So I'm just going to get in there and get with it. That is hot, so gotta be careful. And look at the chooch. And that's pretty good looking bread. Now I'm going to get my butter out. Got some spreadable butter here. And we're going to put some butter on there. Just a little. just for a little flavor. Let that melt in. That will be delicious. It's a nice cross section. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. So once again, this has been a look at baking a loaf of bread in my vintage bread machine. Thank you for watching.